There are no less than 5 bandit dens within spitting distance of Whiterun. Why so many? With such an enthusiastic bandit population in such a relatively small area, you've got to think, well, life must be pretty good for your old bandits. Well, is it? We'll look at the comfort, the locations, the activities, the amenities of these depraved dens of delinquency and ask ourselves, how do Skyrim's bandits live like this?
Down, the orc did frown and bid the elf good.
I don't know if you can hear him, but the other guy's just down there singing and making sandwiches. Located just across the eastern river from Whiterun is White River Watch. Hey, not every bandit hideout has a front garden, pal. Nice wee campfire, nice wee bench to make your sandwiches. Are you on sandwich duty? Because you're certainly not on watch, considering you're sitting with your back to the main road. Speaking of the main road, look how defensible this is. Not only have you got a winding path leading up to White River Watch, you can post your archers up here on the ledges, raining down arrows, defending against the guards, if the guards ever bothered their arse to cross the river and do their job, which is the second best bit about the defensive capabilities of White River Watch, in that the guards never seem to actually leave this path here. Maybe it's because of that one wolf, and should they get past that very dangerous wolf, you have 2 lads on watch. Well, you have 1 lad on watch, 1 lad kind of watching. You're a bandit, pal. You don't get to pick. You don't get to pick your family, you don't get to pick your work colleagues, and you don't get to pick your fellow bandits, and you're stuck with that guy. No luck. Anyway, White River Watch.
Who's there? Rodolphe? That you?
Here was me complimenting the defensive capabilities of White River Watch, and they've posted a blind guy on guard. You look at him, he's proper blind as well. He hasn't got a clue where this is coming from. No, he's not blind in the slightest. He knows exactly what's going on here. That's not the face of a blind man. That's the face of a man who's not blind, that has to pretend that he's blind for the sake of, I don't know, luring people into a false sense of security and then stabbing them in the back, I suspect. Let's see this book you're pretending to read. I just accidentally stole your plate. And you have to pretend you didn't see that because you're blind. Oh, very good. All part of the ruse, all part of the blind RP. He's so mad at me. Look how not blind that guy is. He's a bit of a drinker as well. You know what? If I had to just sit there and pretend to read a book with no words on it, I would probably drink my days away too. What happened here? This is caved in, right? That's almost unsalvageable now. And not only that, but you've got a wardrobe stuffed. And how are you going to get that back out? Do you know how heavy real wood wardrobes are? That's at least a 2-person job, but you can't fit a second person in there, can you? Because some idiot, some big musclehead has managed to push it all the way in there. I suppose you would just go and get the same musclehead to pull it back out. Knocked over stools, knocked over chairs. I know you're bandits, but you can tidy up after yourself. You have to live here. Life is hard enough living in a hole in the wall without, you know, this nonsense. And there's mushrooms everywhere. You know that wood's going to rot, don't you? And you can see why there's mushrooms and moss everywhere. There's water dripping from every crevice of this place. I'm surprised the candles stay lit.
We can't have that roomy-eyed fool as our watchman, even if he is Hashvar's uncle. The time we dealt with both of them.
We strike tonight at dusk. Be ready.
That's the problem with banditry, pal. You can't even trust your close friends. Poor blind Ulfa over there is putting in a shift having to pretend he's blind. You look more blind than he does.
Need something?
Well, you're obviously not blind. Well, he's obviously not blind as well, okay? And he's going to know. He's going to know that you're plotting against him. And it'll be hell mend you. I tell you, hell mend the 2 of you. Plotting against your pals. Hey, honour amongst thieves, what happened to that? Shocking. Shocking the life of a bandit, so it is. I suppose that's what living conditions like this would do to you. I do appreciate that they've put wooden planks underneath the sleeping bags to make it comfier. I'm not sure hardwood makes sleeping comfier, but I do understand it's probably a little bit more even than Rocky Mountain floor, which would inevitably do your back in. Why can't you put that amount of effort into cleaning the place? This could be a nice gaff if you would take that effort and apply it everywhere. Maybe it's good that there's a doctor in the house, because I'm sensing trouble from those two. You probably have as well, actually. Yes. You've been eavesdropping in on them, and that's maybe why you're making potions and poisons. It's all schemes in the bandit den. It's all schemes in White River Watch. Schemes and mushrooms and cobwebs. On some gear as well. The place is, you know, and there's a loot. Okay, so we're not without our fun at White River Watch.
Lucky if it doesn't rip our throats out.
And a dog trainer! We get a dog! I mean, that's the face of a dog that wants to eat me, right? But you're the dog trainer. Have more faith in yourself. I saw a wee lever here. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, no, just you shouldn't keep dogs in cages. No, defend. I kind of feel bad for the dog.
Oh well, must have run off.
Looks like you need to find another dog to train. Lucky enough, actually, there's one outside White River Watch. Unless you already know that, and that's one of ours. Is that our guard dog? It's all beginning to make sense. You know, for a bunch of backstabbing schemers. You've got your heads screwed on. That's what you do. Makes you wonder how they got the wolf in there in the first place. Did you hear that racket with Thomas? Thomas the Orc. Aye, Thomas. Weird name for an orc, but aye, Thomas the Orc. Aye, he's convinced himself that he's going to capture a wolf and train it as a dog. Have you told him? I've told him they're not the same thing, but you know what, Thomas? He'll no listen. He'll not. All right, Thomas. All right, lads. I got the dog in. And he's just covered in scratches and bite marks. It was a bit of a struggle, man. That's a lot feistier than my old dog, so it is. What was your old dog's name? Colin? Colin the Orc Dog. Colin the Orc Dog. Is it maybe because they're not dogs? No, this is a dog. It sounds like a dog. It's shaped like a dog. It bites me like a dog. It's a fucking dog. All right. And then you realise you're talking to an orc with a warhammer and you're like, all right, it's a dog. You with the bite marks. Anyway, is there any sandwiches left outside? I'm ravenous. And we do have all this extra meat lying about. Anyway, what am I talking about? This isn't even a bit in the video. This is a nice bench. Nothing funny to say about this bench. I just kind of like this bench, to be honest. There's wee leaves in the air. I'm not getting dripped on. That's a first. But I like this wee cavern. Oh, no, it's crap. Right, it was ruined. I was just putting over how much I was beginning to like this wee place. And you've got a big dead body just hanging there. What's the point of that? Do you know dead bodies leak? Do you know what they leak? Everything, James. They leak everything. Now there's just everything dripping down onto these idiots. Oh, no wonder the dog was after them. They probably smelt like dead body as well. Now, where does this take us? Oh my, this takes us out onto the balcony. Very fancy, sir. Oh, indeed, that was the smug confirmation of a man that he knows for a bandit. He's got it pretty good. I say that, it sounds like two of your pals are going to try and stab you tonight in your sleep. So enjoy the view while you can. A wee coin purse, your wee look, what have we got in here? Steel war axe, 69 gold, ring of minor destruction, necklace of minor deft hand, and a silver necklace. I mean, it's not a huge treasure trove, but you've done okay for yourself. You're going to need that health and stamina potion, by the way. Is that what the wee alchemist lass, is that what she's brewing you up? To get you strong for tonight's confrontation.
Need me some skooma. The imported stuff. Just one last time.
He knows. He knows. Well, on that note, buddy, I'm going to leave you to it. Best of luck. But that's just the life of a bandit. So it is. White River Watch. There's a cracking view. It has a front garden. And there's always the potential for sandwiches as long as you don't mind a bit of wolf. The sandwich is probably all soggy and mouldy from the dampness. And you're going to get stabbed in your sleep tonight. And a mouldy sandwich is hardly what I would call a last supper. Befitting a bandit such as yourself. No, I couldn't live in White River Watch. Now this is more like it. This is a bandit fortress. Fort Greymoor, to be precise. Which I will repeatedly and mistakenly refer to as Fort Greymoor for the remainder of this video. I hope it does your nut in. Usually I would complain about the hanging dead bodies, but if I was going to hang a dead body, this is where I would do it. Out in the open. You know, well ventilated, off to the side so you can still get indoors without getting covered in jobby blood or whatever's coming out of that body. Isn't that right, James? You got to think about these things. Well fortified, well patrolled, kind of. There's one guy. Oh, there's somebody there, a woman there. There's that guy there. Somebody over there. Okay, this is well fortified. And the big lad at the forge, who looks like he could be doing with taking a break. You alright there, Chief?
Need something?
I need you to relax, pal. You're a bandit. Don't work so hard. I thought the whole point of being a bandit was not having a job. But needs must, even if it's just for repairing your own gear. That's good stuff. We've got stables for horses that we don't have, but we could steal horses because we're bandits. Or we could just hide in the stables and get drunk by ourselves. Nothing sadder than that. Oh my goodness. Oh, the life of a bandit. It's no all glamour. It's no all glitz and glamour and violence and adventure, is it? No. Sometimes it's just about sobbing in the stables, cradling a pint of mead. We get some dummies. Perhaps fool the passers-by into thinking there's even more people here than there are. Goes without saying, really, because it's a fortress. And it was built with strategic positioning in mind. But you can pretty much see as far as you could possibly want to see from here. Nothing sneaking up on you lot, eh hen? Nice wee campfire. Nice wee bottle of mead. What have we got in this sack? Salt. I don't know about you, but I love a good pile of salt to have with my mead, so I do. Mmm, delicious. The salt really complements the honey of the mead. Yum, yum. Oh, being a bandit's pure shite, man. And there's a wee well, which would hopefully signify running water. I mean, it's closed up and there doesn't look like there's anything in it, so never mind. There is a bucket, though. But it's a tipped over empty bucket, which means somebody probably had the same thought I had. Yes, we've got running drinkable water here. And then they found out that actually, no, we don't. But it's fine. There's a stream outside, which makes me think you do have running water. I saw it when I was up there. I don't know why I'm talking to you specifically. Maybe because you're looking at me specifically. Anyway, I'm going to go into Fort Greymore now. Ah, that famous indoor Skyrim mist. Well, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Where do we check first? I think I'll go left. When in doubt, head left. Into what appears to be the dining room. I tell you what, it's got lots of beer, lots of mugs, lots of food, fire, reading materials. It looks like Fort Greymore is well stocked. Oh, this is where we keep the badgins. Oh, well, wait, no. You're the badgins. This is where they keep the good uns. Your prisoner's dead. I don't think he's supposed to be because you've put food in there. That tells me that he was supposed to be alive and now he's dead. Either you're cooking shite or you were far too late with the food. Oh, Simon, what did you have for breakfast? Egg. Egg and what egg? Alright, what have we got here? Oh, prisoner's rags. Oh, so we're quite organised, aren't we? I'll be honest, if I was a bandit, not saying I'm not a bandit, hen, like keep that big giant warhammer back there. If I was a bandit, I wouldn't bother my arse with the rags. I guess if they have nice clothes, you want to steal the nice clothes, don't you? Although, no bandits seem to ever put them on. Which makes you wonder what they do with all the fancy stuff, because it's not like you can just go to the shop and sell it, is it? No. You were probably an organised person before you became a bandit, and just because you are a bandit doesn't mean you should abandon your love for organising things. Any living prisoners? How are we the prisoner keeping? Was that a one-off? Oh, no. No. No, it wasn't. No, this one doesn't even have food, I don't think. Any at all? Any living prisoners? Nope. Any more? No. Any more prisoners? No, that's a giant troll. Oh, a dark elf. I think you're the first dark elf I've seen. You know what, mate? You guys pure love slavery. Now, look, I'm not... Okay, listen. I'm not pro-slavery. I'm just saying it'd be a bit of a waste of resources, isn't it, pal? When you're a bandit, you can't really afford to do that, can you? Why is this hanging here? Is this some sort of alarm system for somebody that's sneaking up directly here? Or is it just because you pure love bones and stuff and that's why there's a bunch of dead prisoners? It's the second part, isn't it? You probably buy them. You probably do love slavery and you just buy folk and cut them up and turn them into decor. And while I was quite complimentary about the stacked shelves of ragged clothing, I'm not as into stinky bones and stuff. You know, bodies smell bad, mate. It probably reeks in here. You going to do anything with this troll or are you just going to admire it? Are you waiting for me to leave? That's disgusting. You're disgusting. Bandit living is disgusting. Back in the main fortress, and we'll take the right path to another sort of dining area, but with no chairs. This feels more like a war room. A war room where we declared war on the salmon, and we had wee sandwiches. You wouldn't think that, would you? You wouldn't think, being a bandit, you'd be sitting at your war room with your pals, drinking and making salmon sandwiches. Well, you spoke about capturing people and killing them and turning their bones into wall decorations. Bandits are far more nuanced than you would think. A nice cooking spit as well. Oh, and this is the kitchen cupboard. It's all your dishes. Don't know where you wash the dishes. I suspect you don't. That's very organised, isn't it? Very organised for bandits, and they've got all their tankards on the shelf as well. Not bad. Not bad at all. Hey, hen. Oh, hello.
I just cook and clean and do whatever it is they ask.
Right. What's your name, hen? Agnes. Okay, this is beginning to make a lot more sense. Agnes is the one that keeps this place clean and tidy and well stocked and well organised. It's you, isn't it, Agnes? It's not these other idiots, it's just you.
Hard enough to keep up with who owns this fort. One side takes over, the other runs away. I tell them, I ain't leaving. I come with the place. Ha!
I like you, Agnes. This fort's yours. Fort Agnes. That's what they should call it, pal.
Aye.
This is kind of what I meant with the slavery thing, right? You can bring in useful folk and they can help you live a better life, and you can make it worth the while. I don't want to be right. This is not a pro-slavery video, right? Never mind. This is well organised though, but that's because of Agnes.
Now then, I've been gabbing long enough. Too much cleaning to do.
Listen, Agnes, if every bandit fortress had a woman like you, living conditions would be far better than they are, I tell you that much. The basement does have rats, unfortunately. Although you're dealing with the rats. I bet you this is Agnes. Agnes is getting all the credit for this. Ah, there's that water I was talking about, and they've got the buckets in, and it's not still water. No parasites or nothing from this water. This is clean, fresh water, maybe. In fact, let's go find out. Okay, so it's a stream. I'm not really sure how the stream is coming from here. That doesn't really work for me, right? You'd think this would be the end point. My brain's not big enough to figure that out. I'll leave that to much smarter people than me. Is that another rat trap? That seems very elaborate and quite cruel just for a rat. I suppose you'd be annoyed if they get pissing in the drinking water. Oh, hello! This is a toilet! Oh my! Whoa, what's that all about? Skyrim famously doesn't have any toilets. It is a universal truth of the Elder Scrolls universe. There's no toilets, no bogs, no lavies, no shitters, no pissers. Nowhere to do the do. And none of that matters because it's consistent until now. Until now. This raises questions. Because now I'm beginning to see the bandit's point. Given the option between a lawless life with toilets and a lawful life, but I had to hold it in all day, every day. I know what I'm picking, because I'm pretty sure that's a toilet. I'm not really sure what the stool is for, unless you're supposed to, like, post up on it. This is probably an unfortunate angle of me. I'm not entirely sure what the stool's for, unless it's a washroom and it's not a toilet, and you're supposed to like go down the stairs into the basement, fill it up full of the water, the confused stream, fill it up full of water, bring it all the way back up the stairs, sit on the stool, soak yourself, get yourself a wee bit, one of these, and then you're clean. But then the water would drain back down the stairs, wouldn't it? Back into your only water supply. Which seems bad. And I feel like if you were going to wash, you would just go out into the stream and wash. That's where people stream, because it's running water and it takes the dirt away so you don't have to worry about it. No, it's a toilet. Besides, it's funnier if it's a toilet. I'm just squeezing one out, minding my own business. And then I just look over and there's a woman over there. Now, she, in her defence, is desperately trying not to look at me. And I do respect that. But you're going to hear it, aren't you? I mean, I've never shat into an empty bucket before, but I imagine there's a sort of thud. Which I think is perhaps even worse than a plop. Oh, and we've got burnt bodies in here. I'm sure they smell great. Between the skeletons, the charred bodies, and the shitter over there, it must be absolutely reeking in this room. So I'm going to leave you to it. And if we go up the stairs... Oh, we got a wee training room.
Need something?
No, nothing at all, pal. What we got? What's the pride and joy of Fort Greymore? A steel warhammer, a garnet, 61 quid, soul gem, 11 arrows, and a circlet of minor destruction. Okay. The trick to training, mate, is to swing at it, right? Are you practicing your promos? Are you practicing your speeches? Because there is an altar over there. Ah, right. You were practicing your speeches. Well, I'm just going to stand here and listen.
Him, he talks to me like that again. Get him while he's sleeping. Or poison his meat. See how he likes that.
Not much of a speech, was it? More like karaoke. Is this the karaoke bar? Don't worry, pal, I'm shy to karaoke as well. Hate it, so I do. Another dead body. You know, I guess Agnes hasn't quite got up here. Or Agnes is, you know, Agnes is a wee old lady. Maybe she's not strong enough to shift all these bodies. I wouldn't be sleeping in here with a fresh... That looks kind of fresh. Because if it isn't, that's somehow worse. Which means this place is also stinking. Wait a minute. I think this is the only bed I've seen in this whole fortress. Where do you lot sleep? The only other beds are for the prisoners. Do the prisoners have it better than you lot? James, do you guys all sleep in the prison beds? Because if I was you, I wouldn't trust that Dunmer, right? And not because he's a Dunmer. I'm not being like that. I'm just saying he was looking at that troll corpse funny, and everybody else in that room is dead. I know you bandits have it rough, but surely there's an alternative to that. Fort Greymoor. Fuck. Fort Greymoor. Oh, dearie me. Fort Greymoor. Right, it might have no beds. And the beds it does have are used to rest the dead bodies of the prisoners we failed to take care of. It also probably smells pretty bad, but other than that, right? And I know no beds and surrounded by dead bodies is a big other than that. But other than that, it's very defensible. It's very well stocked. It's clean. It's tidy. Agnes keeps a tight ship. It has a source of drinking water, a rather confused source of drinking water. Toilets and or washrooms. Well, no, not and or. And would be bad, right? Unless you need to at least switch the buckets. And it has a karaoke bar. If you're one of the sickos that are into that sort of thing. I could live in Fort Greymoor. Fort Greymoor. I could try and live in Fort Greymoor, but it'd probably kick me out for constantly mispronouncing it. I'm sure bandits are very concerned about that sort of thing. It should be called Fort Agnes anyway. Maybe the well-defended, well-stocked, well-kept environment of Fort Greymoor isn't your cuppa. Maybe you're standing there on patrol, you're looking over the walls, you look into the ground and you think, I would rather live there. So this is Rederin's Retreat. If you head north from Fort Greymoor, you'll come across Rederin's Retreat. A hole in the wall. A bit of a downgrade from the old fortress. It does have its strategic benefits, so I was kind of walking around the perimeter, as I do, while I check these sorts of things. And I quite like how hidden in plain sight it is. Okay, this is quite a busy wee road. Well, I mean, it's not because it's night time, and maybe it's not a busy road at all, because I haven't seen anybody on it. And mostly because you'd have to go past Fort Greymoor anyway, so maybe it's not a particularly busy road, but let's pretend that it is. There's a guy over there. Actually. Oh, it's Mike the liar. Hello, Mike.
It does not matter to Mike how strong or smart one is. It only matters what one can do.
Oh, what a guy. Anyway, the point is, let's do a wee bit of Merchant Traveller RP. Oh, I'm a pure merchant. And I'm just running... Oh, wait. Okay, I was going to say, oh, I'm a merchant and I've got no idea that there's a bandit hideout right there. But some absolute dafty has basically put a big flag post that says, there's a pure thing over here, lads. Look at me waving about in the air to show you that there's a place here that you should be aware of. Bandits are pure idiots, man. Anyway, Rederin's Retreat. Straw, dust, mushrooms and cobwebs as far as the eye can see. And bevy. The most important thing of all. Can't be having a bandit hideout without good bevy. And a dog! Hey, this place has a dog. Hello, dog. Hey! Alright, okay. Maybe bandit living isn't so bad. Alright, James, what's happening? Nobody on watch, really? I mean, I guess the dog's on watch, aren't they? Imagine, your guard actually bothering his arse to do his job. And you come in here, you're like, oh, they're baddies. And you just see bevy, right? And you think, oh, there's maybe baddies. And a dog, you think, there's no way there could be baddies here. Oh, no, a baddie! And then it's too late and James is already on you and so's the dog. Bit of an obtuse approach to defence. But I do respect it. That's a half-decent wee choke point, isn't it? You know, because that big bit of rock in the middle kind of blocks your view of the situation. And they can look through and see you coming. But they're facing the wrong way. That's maybe no ideal. But I suppose that's your job. To walk back and forwards, and you've got these bones hanging around. I don't really know what good they do. Like, you're just not going to walk into that, are you? You'd be like, oh, look, there's a pelvis. Of all the things hanging from the ceiling that I'm going to avoid, a pelvis is like top of that list. Sleeping bags on a wooden floor. One of them is managed to find its way in the rug to get you some extra comfort there. The other two aren't. But that's fine as well. Health potion, some meat, cabbage. I suppose getting your food stuff would be quite easy out in the tundra. Bandits would have to be hunters. I guess bandits are hunters of people as well, so I suppose hunting like a deer or a wolf would be just the same. I don't know what it is about this scene, but I feel like she knows. She knows she's the chief of the hole in the wall. Poor lass is just staring at the fire, wondering where it all went wrong, how she's going to explain this to her parents. Hi Dad. Yep, no, things are alright. They're not great, that's what I kind of... No, I couldn't. You see, I know you wanted me to go to college, but I couldn't figure out which college you meant. And, you know, one thing led to another, and now I'm Bandit. I know, don't be mad, I'm a chief bandit though. See, I'm the boss. You like that, don't you? I'm successful, kind of. You know how in Whiterun there's like 5 different bandit hideouts, right? One of which is like a fortress, the other of which is like a mountain, a hole in the mountain. No, I mean a hole in the mountain isn't so bad just because it's a hole in the wall. That's not so bad, is it? Okay. Listen, I might be the cheating of a hole in the wall, right? But we have a dog. And that's all that matters. I know, Dad, right, I get it, you're very disappointed in me, I do understand that, but I am going to have to ask you to hand over all your valuables. One last middle finger to the world, even if they come in here and kill you and your pals, you're going to get them at the chest. And what does Redrun Retreat have to show for itself? 78 gold, I think that's the most gold I've seen. A treasure map, a necklace of minor magicka, and brazier, minor deft hands again. I suppose that makes sense. A wee bit of help with old pickpocketing. Cabbages. Potatoes. Apples. Cabbages.
What are you looking at?
Nothing. Not the most varied diet, and not the most exciting sandwich in the world, but bandits can't be choosers. Redrun's Retreat might have wasted defensive potential. You know, you'll be eating not the most varied diet in the world, and you do live basically in a hole in the wall, but it has bevy and a dog. Everything the body needs. I think I would somehow manage. Just east of Redrun's Retreat is Silent Moon's camp. Where is everybody going? There's a wolf. Oh, there's 2 wolves. Oh, let's see. Oh, whoa. Don't you be mad at me, okay? I'm a casual observer. Not my fault it took your entire squad to take down 2 wolves. So anyway, this is Silent Moon's camp, just east of Redrun Retreat. And I was going to comment about how it has a little watch outpost sort of deal, or rather the ingenuity the bandits have had to turn whatever this thing's original purpose was into some sort of outpost. But then obviously she just ran ahead and got herself killed by wolves. So now it's just a little drinking den. And those are important too, to be fair. Especially bandits.
Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, yous are quite pleasant considering your friend just died.
Yeah?
Guess that's the harsh life of a bandit. Can't get emotionally attached. We just put the fire on, get ready to make some breakfast. Cheese, potatoes, leeks, big cauldron, some salmon. I love salmon, so I do. I love a bit of salmon. I just feel you're quite out in the open, and you've got, you've got the high ground to an extent, and that's good. But there's only the 2 of you. Now, so what do we have in here? Oh, this is where we sleep. This is where we sleep and choke to death. Brilliant. Can't beat building a big fire in a small, enclosed, unventilated area. I understand the aspect of shelter and beds and warmth. 4 beds there. I don't know if you've got enough beds for everybody. I mean, I guess you need 1 less now, don't you? Beds seem to be a bit of an issue when it comes to bandits. You know what I mean? I guess how many people are carrying around sleeping bags, right? Because you're not going to go and buy any, are you? And you're not going to make any because you're a bandit and you can't be arsed. Your job is to kill the people that can be arsed and take from them, isn't it, James? You just have to take what you can get, I suppose, as a bandit. And what you can get is 2 sacks of flour, 57 gold, 5 tomatoes, 4 carrots. Hardly a treasure trove of wonders, is it? I'm hoping there's more. Excuse me.
Need something?
I need you to shift. Excuse me, friend. I'm a YouTuber. I'm an important business here.
Yes.
And I can hardly do that with you in the way, can I? So this is the treasure room? Question mark. There's a treasure chest. 51 gold and a gold necklace. Not the most impressive haul I've ever seen. There's bread. Ooh, but there is a nice fancy sword. The lunar longsword. Oh, I caught the light with it there. That actually looks... Oh, that's better. Now it looks special. A couple of gold coins and some potions kicking about. This is a very underwhelming treasure room, if that's what it's supposed to be. Where does this lead? Okay. You know, for a treasure room that has bugger all in it, it's very well fortified. Maybe the bandits at Silent Moon Camp are preparing for their success. Yeah, that's perhaps a more positive way of looking at it. Listen, you with the bow, you shouldn't be in here. Right, you with the bow should at all times be up here, ready to snipe a woolly mammoth. Maybe if you weren't patrolling an interior, you could have saved your friend wherever you are. Where are you? Oh, you're grafting. This I respect. You're in here working the Lunar Forge, and you've got your treasure chest, which we'll look at in a minute. I do think there's a fundamental flaw in having your archers cooked up in this little place. When you have a base that benefits from the advantage of the high ground. But I suppose you can't pick your skills, you can't pick your talents, and you're obviously both skilled blacksmiths. And what does Silent Moon Camp have to show for itself? Amber? Amethyst, 48 gold, 4 lockpicks, Skirmisher's Potion and an iron sword. Listen, you have a curious hall in there, and an incredibly well secured room down below. Might I suggest you move that down there, unless you need that gear for crafting. Yeah, okay, right, she doesn't really appreciate me criticising the structure of their bandit camp. I know where I'm not wanted. Besides, I'm done with this place anyway. No, I'm not. Wait a minute, this is Silent Moon Camp. This is the Lunar Forge. It is also 1:30 in the afternoon. To take full advantage of the forge, you should be doing this at night, pal. Now get out there and patrol the fortress. Silent Moon Camp. Silent Moon's Camp? There are moons in Tamriel. There's 2 moons, but whatever, right? Silent Moon's Camp. It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because there's a lot of potential there. You know, there's potential for a fantastic defensive position. You just need, you know, more archers, even though the place is almost manned exclusively by archers, and yet it somehow is still lacking archers. That's not an archer problem, mate. That's an organisational problem. And that is Silent Moon Camp's problem, isn't it? It doesn't have a proper chieftain. Let's kill our enemies, make lunar weapons, and not choke to death on smoke inhalation. But until they get a chieftain that knows their arse from their elbow, it's a hard no from me. I couldn't live here. This is Halted Stream Camp, and it's absolutely all kicking off here. Some wee guys just ran in and got absolutely killed with you. Oh! Okay, well this is a great example of the defensive capabilities of Halted Stream Camp, which amount to exactly 0. Oh no! All these walls and watch posts for absolutely nothing. I'm just a bystander, but I'm an observer. Okay, well he's crap with a bow, so yeah. Oh, she's not much better. Come on. Aw, I'll be honest, mate. I kind of wanted the bandit. You look like a bandit. Oh my! Imagine a life of banditry. And this is the absolute walloper that gets you in the end. Has to be said though, that was 1, 2. Oh, there had to be more Sojis than that. 3 dead bandits. I'm sure there were more soldiers. Well, he doesn't really count, right? Have they all walked away? Where are your pals? Where are your pals? I don't even think he knows where he is. Well, okay, I don't know where his buddies went, but typically a prisoner escort has 3 or 4 soldiers. Unfortunately, the bandits for Halted Stream Camp succumbed to the force of 4 soldiers. You know what I'll tell you? I've got notes and stuff. I don't think I'm going to bother my arse talking about Halted Stream Camp. This dumpling and his pals have said all there is to say about the fleeting life of a bandit. Wouldn't it be me? This video was brought to you by the many unscrupulous brigands of the Laughing Crew. Hope you appreciate I'm sweating my bollocks off for you. There's a heat wave in Scotland just now and I'm dressed like, oh, this rubbish. Fucking melting.